leche. Parity, not patriarchy. Past, present, futures. Here's we are again, the Equinoxtrueqsz Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary. That's what we like to call ourselves and use, all of us, everyone's and more's our Comingsz, very's most soon's. But in order to connect our names and purposes to other archetypal languagings of hers and histories, on this our homes and all our planets, past, present, futures, and contexts for heavens on this and all our earths, we also call ourselves other names, such as including ever-young goddesses and gods. Now, does that mean that we're trying to become a pantheon above others? No, of course not. What we are delivering is divine democracies, so that all of the Elohas and Elohims, all the Eli circles and Elohims, all the souls that God has created and incarnated, past, present, futures, can be reunited again, back and forth in circles, times, and balance and contact for heavens on this and all our earths. Does that in any way suggest we're trying to usurp the ever-loving authorities and powers of the one Mother, Father, God of the universe? No, of course not. There is only one Mother, Father, Goddess, God of the universe, ever present in all creations and all sustainings, including us and all that we knows and has ever known, past, present, futures, and all our families and communities, all the females reparatively, and all the females and males equally reparatively, with the eyes in it, and all the flora and fauna that God has given us to co-stewards and appreciates. And so we says, Namaste, the divines within us greets the divines within yous and alls. And we says, Mikatuya oyosin, Mikatuya koseveros. We are alls related. We are any's and alls, and everyone's alls related. And because we know that we are as alls related, any's and everyone's and alls, we cans and shells and shells and cans come together again, back and forth. In circles, times, and balance and contact for heavens on the smaller earths. And we also says, the elites within us greets the elites within yous and alls. Comingsz Pax, Baval, Chayim, Shalom, Salam, Sol, Mir Pache, Merci, Ciao, Schwanzavag. Ubuntu's back and forth to mitochondrial before the afternoons. Start with that right at the beginning. Chinque, Namastes, Sayonara, Dasvidanya, Cheerios, Good Days, and all the languages of all the heritages of all the lands and continents and beyonds, because space-time is not linear, so that we can all say, let there loves that lives ever young, longest, and prosper everyone's and all's, past, present, futures, for heavens on this and all our earth. And because we know as we're all created at star stuff, and because we are learning from and integrating into our way of understanding the ancient wisdom, ancient eras and civilizations, especially the very lengthy Magdalenian era, and of course Atlantis, also called Thrace, or Pleiades, Hesperides, Atlantides, Ubuntu, back and forth to mitochondrial release, Vedics, Druidics, and wars, all lands, all that her should use, all the activities of all the lands, all the continents, all the planets, so that we can call ourselves risen, and of course, reborns and risen, and of course, and so we also call ourselves other names, such as co-white calf women, co-changing women, co-Iroquois, goddess grandmothers, in fact, co-sister casinos, co-custom brothers of the clans and gens. We call ourselves co-sky women's, co-earth women's, co-spider women's, co-kachinas, co-katsinas. We call ourselves co-orishas and umayas, co-daganaf, co-kalki, co-amamari, co-avas casteros, co-onions buddhas, co-zershans, co-messiahs, and co-Couszmic Chrisztsz, among other names. Now, don't let these names intimidate you in ancient languages. They simply translate to anointed. Anointed to what? To reconnect kindness and wisdom back and forth in circles times. Now, cosmically used for heavens on the solar earth, and so therefore we also call ourselves other names, such as co-Christmases, of course, co-New Year's, co-voluntary New Times, and co-Australians and Eastralians, that is, Australians and Eastralians, because we are combining the messages of course, voluntary New Times with Shushan, the 50-50 promise fulfilled and delivered, with that of the Galilee, all the Magdalens and Nazarenes equals, all the females and all the males equals of all the apostles' families, times and arisen, and then all connecting them to their ancient heritage of the Venusians and Marians, that is, the Atlanteans, the Thracians, the Hesperides and Atlantides, Pleiades, of course, Ubuntu's back and forth to these Vedics, Druidics, and wars, so that we can call ourselves very real stargates, Atlantis, and all of them, the sacred citizens. We're born to nativities and always risen springs, young adults on the smaller planets, and the last that shall be first go first in very real Stargate and Star Trek put together for parity, peace, cultures, heavens, on the solar earth. Now, sounds like it's on to cast a core curtain, open the stargates and the Akashic records for reborn versus humanities actually easily accomplished via the new millennial golden rule, which you can read at 5050now.wordpress.com, and just next to it read the 11 steps for easily accomplished strategies for making awesomeness. And you'll also see a page on the website called Among the Representatives. Use, and use, because use too shells and guns and shells. Joins us in becoming Equinoxtrueqsz Co-Secretary General COCHRISTSZ. The only issue is whether or not we would lose this opportunity, or we'll take this opportunity. Of course, opening a sleeve, and of course, and so therefore, you can see our names and pictures there. We can say hello, you can read more there and see more there. We start the genealogically first for their great and grandmothers, reparatively, of course, and then all the Shekinahs of our families, all the women of our families, currently, and then equally all our youngest generation. They're all husband and all teams, all these circles, and always females and males. So he's not just we're making the circle and balance. And of course, so you can see some of the names. We'll say down cancel all. We'll say some of them. Now we have, you're going to say in Queen Esther and all that you're accusing of course Goddess Clan mothers, and more currently and recently Barbara Herschel, Lydia Costanza, and Virginia and Lydia of Launching New Tens. And of course we have our co-white cap women, of course, Myrtle Rosemary and Pearl, and especially Ma Patricia Sunflowers, and equally Martha Myrtles, and Sophie, and Laura, and Anna Marie Crickets and Loyalities. And of course, we have our Bunches families, our Mabels, and our Belindas and Amazing Graces. We have our Josephines and Williams, and and Doggies, and lots more there. And of course, we have our Lights families, our Bobbies and Sylvies, and lots more there. We have our Ashland families, Ellens and Hannahs, lots more there. And of course, we have our nearest and dearest, our branches, our hearts, our reintertwining, Magdalenes and Nazarenes, our all the Apostles' families, but especially Magdalenes and Nazarenes, our Venusians and Mayans, and that includes Estrella, Libertina, Australia, and lots more there. And especially as Harriet and Radiant, very Vedas, Harriet, and Caroline Beck and Horses, and Circledom, Curdy, Jubilant, Jeffrey, First Internet, Risen Rose, Marie, Grammar, Papa, Griminette, all the graces, short, Grimmett, Dorothy's, teaching learnings, all the lessons, and Elizabeth, and whispers of all that we all are, with Grandma Lynn and Leonie and Jenny and Rachel and the Stargates families, God families and Stargates families, and Halfways and Hopeways and Barbers, and lots more of the Kenjins, the Chelseans and Yang. We have our current generations of family, Shekinahs, we have our Esther's and Rachel's, and Emily's and Julia and Ezekiel Yees, and Jenny's and the Divines and Barbers, and we have our younger generations, Abel's and Risen, Rose and Risen, 13 and Lanes, all the videos. We have Hesper's Wells, Sticks on the Side, so many Sweaters, and also Leah's, Lady Liz, and Vanessa Zion, Harris, Wesley, Ezekiel Yees, had also been on Leon Ross, Benjamin Insurance, Blessed Bulls, Morse, Comingsz, Race, always best to learn, ever ye's blessing.